Hey YouTubers, it's Matthew here again. We're now going to do case 33. Thanks to these people who helped me out. So let's get started. Wild, Wild Death. Hey there, Matthew. Remember Horace Foster from our last case? The movie producer who suspected of killing the Glass Princess actress? He gave us passes to Abbott Ball and Sons Studios to see how a movie is made. His latest production is a Western, The Ornery Die Last. I really love Westerns. I grew up on them. The world is so simple in that type of movie. You know who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. So what do you say, Matthew? Ready to head into the Wild West? Sure, why not? This time I'm going to start out with the one who got me into Criminal Case. This guy. Here we go. Oh my. This body. That looks like Horace. Mug. Briefcase. Saloon. Already beat them all. I guess third could be the best that I'll go. I cannot believe this. Horace Foster has been dismembered. Who could have done this to him? Roxy's gonna have a field day with this. At least you found the victim's briefcase. There's Horace written on it. Go ahead, I know you're just dying to dig in. But what's with this torn up photo? Was it used in the movie or something? You'll piece it back together as always, I'm sure. There goes our chance of showbiz, huh? Back to the dirtbag world of murder. Yep. Let's autopsy the victim. Let it run its course. I'm gonna get stars. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, it's Matthew. We're back. Gonna do the victim's briefcase first before I get to the picture. Cards. Alright, so you found a bunch of playing cards in the victim's briefcase. I'm not sure what you're trying to prove with this, Matthew, that our victim was a player? You think these cards didn't belong to the victim? Honestly, sometimes I think you're just bluffing. Alright, we'll send these cards to Boy Wonder Russell and see what he says. Three hours. Let's get to the torn photo. Pretty soon I'm going to be leveling up. This will be level 200. To Foster, my biggest fan. You're outdoing yourself today, Matthew. Come on, you don't know who the woman on this picture is? She's a Mexican wrestler. That's why she has the mask. Luz Lucha is also known as La Calavera. That's Spanish for skull. Her aerial wrestling style is amazing. So I watch a little wrestling now and again. It's not a crime. I love wrestling and Luz Lucha in particular. Anyway, back to the photo. Well spotted, Matthew. It looks like an autograph to Horace Foster. Luz Lucha called him her biggest fan. Horace probably was her biggest fan, literally. Sorry, man. I think I got my head in the game. If Miss Lucha knew our victim, we need to talk to her. Another coins, 98 more XP. Ask Luz Lucha about her autograph to the victim. Hey, handsome, want me to sign something for you? With pleasure, Miss Lucia. My name is Frank, F-R-A-N-K. Sorry, Deputy Chief Matthew. Miss Lucia, we want to ask you about the autograph you signed for Horace Foster. We found it near his body, as in dead body. Horace was murdered? Yes, we've never heard of anyone dismembering themselves. How did you meet him? Were you working on the Western doing stunts or something? No, hombre, we met at a restaurant. Horace came over to my table and said he was a fan of mine, that he loved Mexican wrestling. He said he wanted to develop a film project for me, but I guess that will never happen now. Even though she's a wrestler, I just don't see Luz Lucia going after Horace Foster. Besides, she said he was her fan. But you're right, Matthew, we don't know all that much about our victim. His address is on file. What do you say to looking around his mansion? Why not? Looks like I got a request from someone. 10 of spades. It's my 79th one. I've been getting a lot of cards lately. Thank you, everybody. Let's investigate the victim's home. Let's see what turns up. Faded paper. Safe. See, gold bar. The cactus. Telescope. Kate. There we are. Perfect. Well, not perfect score, but you know what I mean. So my nose is clearing up a little bit. Let's go. Oh, okay. Couple of jacks. Did our victim have class or what? I mean, look at that cowboy statue. It's huge. I know, we have a job to do. Well, what have you found then? A safe, huh? You can learn a lot about a victim by what they choose to stash away. No doubt you can crack the code. You also found an accounting document addressed to the victim from Abbott Ball and Sons Studios. Be still my beating heart. Okay, point taken. Something was written on it, but it's faded. Have at it, Matthew. You'll uncover all the information we need, I'm sure. Okay, 47. I'm gonna get one more star just to be safe. Okay, I have my one more star. Now let's investigate the victim's safe. First. Safe first, paper next. You'll see my ranking. BGQ, yep. And Q6A, yep. Perfect. You decipher the code. Hard to tell what that is. Wow, that's some fancy jewelry you found in the victim's safe. But wouldn't Horace Foster have more in his safe than this jewelry? Plus, it looks like a unique piece. And unique jewelry usually has a unique story to go with it. Good call, Matthew. You can run the jewelry against a register and find out more about it. Okay. Examine the jewelry. There we are. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, B. I was almost tempted to say get A, but that's okay. Looks like I'm going to upgrade. Eva Grant. The jewelry found in Horace's safe is registered to a certain Eva Grant. The file says she's an actress. Her most recent job is listed as the female lead in Horace's latest production. I don't know about you, Matthew, but I'd sure like to know what her jewelry was doing at the victim's house. Let's go have a chat with Miss Grant. 200. Commissioner. now I'm known as Commissioner. Horace gave that pendant to me for my 22nd birthday. Horace was always rescuing strays, and I was one of them. When he discovered me, I was sleeping in my car. He gave me a new life. He was like a father to me. He even gave me the lead female role in his latest production. Excuse me for interrupting your eulogy, but if Horace gave you the pendant, why was it in his safe? The pendant fell off at a party, and I spent hours looking for it. When I found it, I decided it would be safer in Horace's care. Oh, poor Horace. How can the show go on without him? I didn't get any vibe from that. Horace Foster, you're in big trouble. So who sent that accounting document you found at the victim's mansion? You don't know? Don't worry, Matthew, there's a first time for everything. Not yet. Oh wait, you don't know because no one signed it, but you did find a message. Horace Foster, you're in big trouble. Horace must have done something really bad to tick off an accountant. Let's get this to Hannah. I bet she can track down who sent the message. "9 hours. Okay, I'm gonna let these run their courses. So now I'm known as Commissioner Matthew in the ranking, and after 25 levels as Deputy Chief, now you can call me Commissioner. Got a nice ring to it. I'll let these three run their courses, and I'll see you all soon. Okay guys, it's Matthew. We are back. We're gonna get the results of the playing cards from Russell. Hi Matthew, way to go finding those playing cards in the victim's briefcase. The 4 cards you found signify the dead man's hand. They're what the infamous gunfighter Wild Bill Hickok was holding when he was shot during the poker game in 1876. These cards are often used in westerns to foreshadow death. However, there's no trace of this type of foreshadowing in the ornery die last script. That said, poker players get a chill down their spines when this configuration comes up. Why the heck would anyone walk around with these 4 cards in their briefcase? Exactly. Given the victim's current state, these cards have to have been a message from the killer, and that killer knows their poker. So whoever killed Horace Foster plays poker. Here's hoping you get a full house of suspects, Matthew. Well, that's clue number 1. I'm going to let this run its course, along with the autopsy. See y'all soon. Okay guys, it's Matthew here. We are back. We're going to get the results of the accountant's letter. I'm going to still let the victim's body autopsy still run its course. So Frank, were you afraid of the big bad accountants? I never have done well with people who manage money. I had a look at the victim's accounts and noticed that he was transferring money into his personal accounts from an account assigned to Abbott Ball & Sons Studios. So now I know what the "you're in big trouble" refers to, but did you figure out who sent the message to our victim? Of course, Leo Brooks is the head accountant at the studio, and he was responsible for the budget of Horace's film. We're on the same track, Matthew. Let's go talk to this Leo guy. Of course, if you saw earlier, I did level up to the Commissioner. With respect to the victim. How can I say this, Commissioner Matthew? Horace Foster was always problematic about understanding the studio's budgetary constraints. He was spending the studio's money on things that were totally unrelated to his film. Renting a 130-foot party yacht comes to mind. So you threatened him. What exactly did you mean by big trouble, Mr. Brooks? Money going missing is big enough of trouble on its own. That message is just my way of warning Horace to halt his expenditures. I'm in charge of his budget for the ornery die last, and it's my job on the line when the studio executives start looking for someone to blame. Well, I'm gonna let this thing run its course. We'll find out what happened to Horace in the autopsy after this. Okay, everyone, it's Matthew here. We are back. I let the autopsy run its course. Let's get the results. I can tell you guys are champing at the bit for more information, but you need to rein in your enthusiasm. Sorry about the horsing around, Matthew, but your movie producer was ripped apart by horses. This qualifies as the most unconventional murder weapon I've ever come across. Do you mean Horace Foster was still alive when it happened? Unfortunately, yes, but he was drugged. The toxicology report showed both whiskey and ketamine in his system. The killer wanted Mr. Foster really drowsy in order to tie him up. In addition, there was bruising shaped like shoe prints along the victim's ribs, and they showed that the killer wears cowboy boots. That's really going to narrow down the pool of suspects on a Western movie, said Roxy. Thanks. You're absolutely right, Matthew. A killer who wears cowboy boots is evidence. It needs to be treated as such. Thanks for being willing to recap at the studio, Matthew. Gives me a thrill to pretend I'm in a Western. But the murder we're solving is downright medieval. I'm still having a hard time believing someone tied Horace Foster to horses and quartered him. So far, Leo Brooks is the only suspect we've met who seems upset enough at Horace to have killed him. He said his job was at stake due to Horace's spending. I don't believe for a second that Luz Lucha would have done it. She said Horace was a big fan of hers. I'm more suspicious of Eva Grant. She said he was like a father to her, but I seriously doubt he thought of her as a daughter considering the jewelry he gave her. Oh. What the heck was that? A good old Western brawl? We'll find that out after this. See you for Chapter 2. Okay guys, it's Matthew here. We are back. We're going to do Chapter 2 of Wild Wild Death in Pacific Bay, Case 33. I still can't believe we're investigating a murder on a Western movie set, Matthew. It's like a dream come true, minus the horrible murder, of course. So anyway, what's our next step into figuring out who killed movie producer Horace Foster by quartering him with horses? Should we... Bim, bam, bim, bam. Wow. What the heck was that, Matthew? It came from the center of the studio lots. Let's go see what's going on. Damn roach coach did it again. This food truck ought to be condemned. I'm gonna call the dang health inspector. Simmer down, Hoss. What's the problem? Did they run out of chili con carne? Everybody around the studio would be better off if they did. I never have been so sick in my life. Well, busting the place up won't help any. Say, your shirt says you're a member of the animal staff. What exactly do you do? These days I'm in charge of all the horses before the ornery die last. All the horses were Horace's final film? Even the horses used to rip him apart? You know what you sound like to me, Tex? A prime suspect. Commissioner Matthew has some questions for you. And you're right, Matthew, since the food truck is right by the movie set, we should look around for more clues. It's Tex Houlihan. So you're in charge of the horses for Horace Foster's final film? Final's the word for it, alright. Given that Horace was ripped apart by horses, you can imagine how this doesn't look great for you. You think I could have killed Horace Foster? Why on earth would I have done that? Horace is more than my poker buddy. He was the only guy in Ivywood who still believes in the Western genre. I'd rather sell my favorite cowboy boots than hurt that old cuss. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have a job. Well, he just put himself in the hot seat. Now he looks good. I got a happy hour right now. First of all, the person who inspired me for this, Grace Charming. go. $731,900. Made it for 1 star already. That's great. Mario to 13th. Did you find anything at the food truck other than the chips and cookies, Matthew? Slim pickings, huh? Well, that prop crate doesn't seem so weird. We are at a movie studio after all, but go for it. Rummage through the crate if you think it's worth it. And I'll get this torn paper to the recycling bin for you, Matthew. What? You actually want to piece together that paper? Alright, be my guest. I'll get the props crate first. Looks like gloves. There we are. Work gloves with some blood on them. You found those bloody work gloves in that prop crate near the food truck? How unhygienic. By all means, you gotta get these gloves to Jan quickly before we catch a disease from them. That's 1 coin. 12 hours. 8:56 a.m. right now. 8:56 p.m. unless I decide to speed it up. You are next. Wow. Whoa, that torn paper from the food truck turned out to be Lucha doing a camel clutch. That's a really painful wrestling move. And you're right, Matthew. It looks like someone cut out Horace's head and glued it over Luz's opponent. The message next to the image reads, "You are next." Luz must have written this message as a threat. But this image doesn't quite fit with what Luz told us before about Horace being your biggest fan. You're right, Matthew. You better meet up with Luz for a little discussion. Ms. Lucha, Commissioner Matthew and I wanted to ask you about this collage we found of you and Horace Foster. What was this about? Oh, please. It was a harmless threat. I was just trying to scare Horace into paying me what he owed me. He invited me to play poker at his mansion, and I had a serious case of beginner's luck. I won $250,000 off him and a pair of his custom cowboy boots, but he was such a sore loser. I walked out of the game wearing the boots, but Horace wouldn't pay up for the rest. That's why I sent him this collage. For me, it's a question of ethics, in wrestling and in life. If you lose, you pay. I'll let the work gloves run their course a little bit, and I'll see you guys for that. So this is Matthew. See you in a few minutes. So see you in a few hours. Hey guys, it's Matthew again. We're back now. I'm going to speed this up, process the work gloves, get the instant analysis from Jan because I'm supposed to make a hospital call. Hello again, Matthew. You're going to love this. The work gloves you found near the food truck told quite a tale. First off, I was able to determine that the blood on the gloves was from the victim. So the killer was wearing these gloves when they committed the murder. That's right, and I found other substances on the gloves. Salt, lime juice, and tequila. So the killer drinks tequila? I guess murder does work up a thirst in some people. So that's clue number 3. So what have we got so far, Matthew? A killer who plays poker and drinks tequila? If they hadn't killed Horace, we could be friends. Commissioner Matthew, we got a call from Horace Foster's estate. They want to start auctioning the victim's items from his mansion while his death is still fresh in people's minds. The clues could be hiding in that paraphernalia, so you need to get over to Horace's mansion right away. Great, maybe I can bid on something and add some class to my apartment. Let's go to the mansion, Matthew. Yeah, you're going to notice that I'm now called Commissioner Matthew because I upgraded to level 200, as you can see right here. I believe that also made it to camera too. Here's my inspiration for doing these, Ace Charming. Outlet. Blue flask. That's it. Not quite a perfect, but still good enough. Ace 7%. Still good.
As we approach 7 o'clock, here's the low.
Good job of holding the collectors at bay while looking for clues, Matthew. What did you find? This is a weird looking bottle and the label is completely faded. Probably never held booze, so what's the big deal? Of course, Matthew, if it counts as a clue for you, it counts for me. Whatever it is, you'll uncover the truth soon enough. And you're right, Matthew, that case could be holding any number of clues. Knowing your talents, that case will be open in seconds. Don't let me stop you. Okay, I'll get the blue bottle first.
Inmates taking part in the Correctional Arts Reentry Project are painting a picture for a new life. Prisoners with autism.
Looking forward to working with you. Okay.
The program is designed to teach inmates about elements.
So what does the label on that odd bottle say? Looking forward to working with you. Well, that seems nice enough. There's no signature? You're right, Matthew, there's just that weird symbol. I hate to suggest it, but there's only one person on the force who will know exactly what this symbol means. Let's take it to Russell. 12 hours. Yep. N8M. Yep. Deciphered the code, but there's a lot of junk inside. Wow, Matthew, you got the case open in no time at all. Look at all this memorabilia. But you're bound to find the one item that doesn't belong with the rest. Let me know if you see anything cool I can bid on later. Got it. Leo, cook the books or you're done in this town. Horace. Did you discover anything useful in all that movie stuff? A letter, huh? It reads, Leo, cook the books or you're done in this town, and it's signed by our victim. You're right, we also know who Leo is. The victim was asking the studio's head accountant to falsify his accounts. So Leo was angry at Horace for spending too much money, and in return Horace threatened to ruin Leo's career. Could Horace try to push Leo over the edge? You're right, Matthew, let's have another chat with him. Horace's blackmail letter. Yes, Horace threatened to have me fired from the studio if I didn't lie about his spending to the studio execs. Ivywood is a small town, Commissioner Matthew. If I got fired from Abbott Ball & Sons Studios, I never get hired anywhere else. So I went to Horace's mansion to confront him, but Horace always preferred to play poker than talk about serious subjects. It took a lot of tequila to work up the courage, but I did wad up that letter. Then I stomped on it with my cowboy boots. But that's as far as it went, Commissioner Matthew. Horace deserved a punch in the nose, but I'd never killed a man. But he just put himself in the hot seat so far. All three of his clues fit the profile. But anyway, for now, that's it. And I'll see you guys for when this bottle runs its course. I'll see you all soon. Over and out. guys, it's Matthew. We are back. We're gonna get the results of the bottle label for Pacific Bay Case 33 Wild Wild Death. Hey Matthew, the bottle you brought me from Horace's mansion was very interesting. Its label even more so. I am familiar with this symbol. The image is from the infamous Ivywood cult, the Utopians. The cult promises eternal life and endless fame for a fee. It's becoming increasingly popular among celebrities. The bottle itself held a so-called elixir that the Utopians offer their faithful. Of course, it does nothing at all. I find it hard to believe that a guy like Horace would be in cahoots with some kind of kooky cult. Anything's possible in Ivywood, Frank. If you want to know for sure if Horace was among the faithful, you can ask the star of the Ornery Die Last, Brett Nolan. When Nolan isn't plugging a movie, he's a semi-official poster boy for the Utopians. I would suggest that you speak to him. So we will. About the Utopian battle. We want to ask you about Horace Foster, Mr. Nolan. Commissioner Matthew found a bottle with the Utopian symbol on it at the victim's mansion. The elixir. Yes, I gave him some. I wasn't supposed to, but I wanted to prove to him that we were friends to the end. Working with Horace Foster was a dream come true, Commissioner Matthew. He was a living legend. He gave everybody on the set theme gifts like spurs and tequila. I have to say that tequila was top shelf, just like Horace himself. I can't believe he's gone. I keep expecting him to walk back onto the set at any moment. But once all the people of the world join the Utopian faithful, the living and the dead will be reunited. Horace will return one day, and I won't take off these cowboy boots until he does. He doesn't play poker, so for now he's in the clear. Good idea to swing back by the food truck, Matthew. All this investigating made me hungry. So what have we got so far? Foster bullied Leo to the point of blackmail. But did Leo have the strength to finish Horace? And the victim will lose Lucha a lot of money. Horace was her biggest fan, but that collage she made shows the feeling wasn't mutual. And what about that Brett Nolan guy? That kid must drink some of that Utopian elixir every day to be that wacky. I don't like cults anyway. Who knows what the followers might be led to do. My career is finished. I'm done in Ivywood. Miss Grant? Hold on, what's going on? My whole life is over. My dreams are dead. All because of Horace. Whoa. Hold it. Don't shoot yourself or I'll shoot you. I didn't mean that. Just put the gun down slowly, Miss Grant. Whoa, boy. We better get to this. I'm going to get to chapter 3 in just a minute. Hold on. Hopefully we can stop Grant from doing something really stupid. Alright guys, it's Matthew here. We are back. We're going to do chapter 3 of Wild Wild Death. My career is finished. I'm done in Ivywood. My whole life is over. My dreams are dead. All because of Horace. Drop that gun, Miss Grant. Any problem can be solved some other way. At least you haven't been ripped apart by horses like Horace. I wish I had been. My reputation is ruined. I can't go on. Uh-oh. What the? Whew. Man, that was close. It was just a goofy prop gun. Everything is so fake in Ivywood, even the guns. Go sit over there and calm down, Miss Grant. Commissioner Matthew will be back to ask you a few questions. And you're right, Matthew, we should take another look around the food truck. There has to be some more around the studio that can lead us to Horace's killer. I'm going to investigate the truck counter first. Starting with my inspiration for this. A broken statue. Oh no. Horseshoe, horseshoe. Okay. That was a clue. Okay. Looks like you found some hefty clues around the food truck, Matthew, such as a horseshoe. It's not bringing a lot of good luck around here. Considering the way the victim died, you better take a close look at this horseshoe. I agree. There's something engraved on it, but it's illegible. If you can decode the information, Matthew, you can figure out where the horseshoe came from. And you found chunks of metal? Congratulations on your new scrap collection, Matthew. How much do you think you'll get for it at the junkyard? I'm sure you'll reassemble this in no time and we'll be that much closer to nabbing the killer. What are you waiting for? Jeez, I'm gonna be glad when Amy's back. Look at the horseshoe first. R70, yep. No, GQE. There we go. Did you manage to see what was engraved on the horseshoe you found at the food truck, Matthew? Just a string of numbers? You called it, Matthew. Hannah can chase these digits down, but we better hurry, as the great John Wayne used to say, we're burning daylight. Nine hours. Okay. Now let's get the broken statue out of the way. There we go. So the chunks of metal you found at the food truck turned out to be a statue? What would this be doing here? And why was it broken? Hey, you're right, Matthew. This statue's like a small version of the one Horace Foster had in his living room. It must belong to him. And what's that weird drawing on it? You're right, Matthew. That's the utopian symbol Russell told us about. Good point. The last time we saw the symbol, it was on a gift from Brett Nolan to the victim. We're on the same page again, Matthew. Time to reach out to Brett. Mr. Nolan, Commissioner Matthew found this statue in pieces at the food truck. You sure offered Horace Foster a lot of gifts. It wasn't a gift, it was an insult. I'm sure Commissioner Matthew noticed that the symbol on the statue is upside down. That means Horace was an enemy of every utopian. The utopian faithless had accepted to help finance Horace's movie as long as we could provide the script. Horace accepted the money during a poker night at his mansion. But he didn't keep his word. He refused to use our script, so I gave him the statue to tell him that the Utopians considered him an enemy. He said that he didn't care what the Utopians thought of him, that he smashed the statue with a hammer. But I would never kill him or anyone. Utopians do not believe in violence. Don't go on any long trips, Mr. Nolan. We may be back sooner than you think. Now he does play poker. Now let's see what Eva has to say. I can't believe I lost my movie star life in the blink of an eye. Hey, it can be as bad as all that. What did you mean when you said your life was over because of Horace? I just found out that the studios agree with Horace's plan to write me out of the script. Wait a minute, Horace wanted you gone from the film and you knew about it? So this nice girl stuff was just an act? Acting is my craft and trade. Of course I knew he wanted me gone, but I thought the studios might keep me around. I just can't believe I slept with that pig for nothing. Whoa-oh. That's not good. I guess there's a silver lining. At least I finally get to take off these damn cowboy boots. And tonight I'm going to do one last round of tequila shots with the film crew. After that I'm leaving Ivywood behind. Maybe someday it will all seem like a bad dream. I wouldn't make any travel plans if I were you, Miss Grant. You've got one killer motive. Well, she doesn't play poker, so for now she's clear. There's the coins. Change it around. I'm gonna let this thing run its course. We'll see you guys for when this thing is done. See you later. Hey guys, it's Matthew. We are back. I'm gonna speed this up. The serial number you found on the horseshoe stands for the stable number where the horse is kept and the set the horse is working on, Matthew. From that, I was able to determine that the horseshoe belonged to one of the horses used in Horace's film. But after a bit more digging, I also learned that the horses used for the ornery die last are going to be sold off. Sold off? Good old Tex the horse wrangler neglected to mention this when we questioned him. Tex is looking better and better for this murder. Let's go bust his chops, Matthew. Oh, this horse is being sold off. He hasn't drank tequila, so we don't know yet. What in the Sam Hill do you want now, Commissioner Matthew? Can I drink to the memory of my old pal? Settle down, Hoss. We have some questions about this horseshoe. The serial number says it belongs to one of the horses under your care. Aw, heck, that's Buttercup's horseshoe. I was wondering where it went. Commissioner Matthew found it by the food truck. Were you trying to get rid of it after killing Horace? You know, the horses were going to be sold off. Horace told me he was going to replace all the real horses in the movie with computer-generated horses. Said it would save him money. Computer-generated horses? What the heck does that even mean? It means I'd be out of a job. Replace all the real horses with horses drawn up on a computer, and an old cuss like me has nothing to do. Horace and I started out together in this business. He said he'd stand by me no matter what. What the hell ever happened to loyalty? But I didn't kill good old Horace. I swear on my saddle. Now how's about drinking some tequila with me to toast Horace? I stole this bottle from that Mexican wrestler lady. That's mighty tempting, Tex, but I'm on duty. But maybe we'll grab a drink some other time, when you're not a suspect in an active murder investigation. Well, he's in the hot seat now. I know I don't have time to dwell, Matthew, but is Ivywood a weird place or what? That Tex Houlihan still seems the most suspicious to me. He is the animal wrangler, and his best friend in the business was about to throw him out like garbage. And Brett Nolan singled out Horace as an enemy of his church or whatever the heck that is. We're so close, but you're right, Matthew. We're missing some crucial pieces of evidence to lock in on the killer. I agree you better get back to the crime scene quickly before the clues blow away like tumbleweeds. Oh well, I guess he's not done. I guess he's not in. I'm gonna go with my inspiration, Ace Charming. Okay, let's see what we got. Pile of rocks, harmonica, banjo, basket, 3D glasses, belt buckle. Just learning the ropes here. The 15th. An orange juice. Nice, thank you. You want to look through a pile of rocks, Matthew? Sure, not like we're hurrying to find a killer or anything. Of course, Matthew, you know best. Let's hunker down and search through those rocks. And look at this fancy western belt buckle. There's an H on one side of the skull and an F on the other. You're right, Matthew. HF probably stands for Horace Foster. And there's blue goo on it. You need a sample, of course. Don't let me stand in the way. I just hope we catch the killer before they skip town. We better hurry. Examine the pile of rocks. There we go, bloody rope. What did you find in the pile of rocks, partner? A bloody bit of rope. The victim's arms are like they're tied to a horse with rope just like this. You're right. I bet the killer thought they had found the perfect hiding place. That'll teach them to underestimate you. And I see you have your collecting kit out, which means you spotted some substance on that rope. Have at it, Matthew. I certainly will. There we are. You found another liquid on that rope you found on the rocks, Matthew? What are you waiting for? Let's get that sample to the lab and get that much closer to the killer. Hours. Victim's belt buckle. There we are, 7 more energy. Were you able to collect any of that goo from Horace Foster's belt buckle, Matthew? Great, I hope Jan will be able to find something quickly. The killer must know by now that you're getting closer. No coins. 9 hours. I'm gonna let these run their courses, and we'll find out who Horace Foster's killer is next time. So long, folks, for now. Hey guys, it's Matthew. We are back. We're gonna wrap up the Wild Wild Death, find out who killed Horace Foster. Let's get the results of the yellow liquid first. The sample you found on the rope mostly contained tequila. We already know the killer drinks tequila, Jan. We need something new. If you'd let me finish, I was about to say that I was also able to isolate amplifiable mitochondrial DNA from a cow. Jan, speak English. Time's a wasting. Besides, the victim was tied to horses, not cows. That's what has a twist, Frank. This type of cow DNA is all that's left after the tanning process to make leather. Which means the rope rubs against something made out of leather that the killer was wearing. So the killer wears leather. We're getting closer, Matthew. I can feel it. Looks like it might be the text guy. The blue gel you collected from the belt buckle was medicinal, Matthew, but it contained one ingredient that set it apart, Allium cepa, also known as the very common onion. This bioflavonoid is exclusive to Scaraway, a product used to reduce the appearance of scars. Grace, now I need to waste hours asking all our suspects if they use that product. We don't have time for this. Frank, just listen to Matthew. What this tells you is that you're looking for a killer with a very visible scar. A scarred killer? This is just the information we needed to zero in on the killer, Matthew. They'll be ours in no time. We have all the evidence we need, Matthew. We better giddy up and arrest the killer before they ride off into the sunset. Well, there's the coins. Okay. Wait a minute, let me see the... Okay, Eva Grant wasn't the killer from the beginning because she doesn't play poker. He doesn't wear... Leo Brooks doesn't wear leather. And he doesn't even have a scar. Okay, it isn't Tex Houlihan. It's the Mexican wrestler. Luz Lucha, Commissioner Matthews arresting you for the murder of Horace Foster. I hope she was wrong, but all the evidence points to you. Kill my biggest fan? Why would I kill such an Ivywood heavyweight? It's true Horace Foster wasn't exactly in your weight class. That's why I had to stomp on him with your cowboy boots and you were tying him up. Tying Horace up? I know I wear a mask, but I'm not some kind of pervert. Of course not. That's why you had to steady your nerves with some tequila when the deed was done. But you had less so on the gloves you were wearing. Hey, I'm a professional athlete. If you're looking for a heavy drinker, look at that Tex loser. Trust me, chick. Trust me, lady, I was. Tex doesn't wear leather, but you do, Miss Lucha. Never mind the scarway gel you left on Horace's belt buckle. What surprised me is that a delicate flower such as yourself could have pulled it off. What do you mean by that? I did pull it off. I've held the Ladies Wrestling Championship belt for 3 years straight. Killing Horace is a piece of cake. I found Horace on his walk of the set he takes after everyone is gone. I offered him a tumbler of whiskey and he told him all was forgiven. When the ketamine took effect, I tied the horses to his arms and legs. Then I played the sound of a rattlesnake on my phone. The horses ran away like their tails were on fire. I always felt strong in the wrestling ring, but killing Horace made me feel more powerful than ever. I should have known you were too good to be true, Miss Lucha. You're always hiding behind that mask. You want to see what's behind my mask? Do you like what you see? So that's why they call you La Calavera, your skull-shaped birthmark. You better get used to showing your birthmark off. I doubt the prison will let you keep the mask. Ms. Lucha, you're under arrest. Liz Lucha, you stand on trial for the murder of Horace Foster, who you drugged and then ripped apart with horses? What possible reason could you have to justify this medieval behavior other than your creepy mask? Frankly, I wish your attorney had advised you not to wear it for your trial. It's making me a little uncomfortable. Horace promised he would pay his debt to me, but he went back on his word. He said that bluffing was too easy for me with my mask on. I threatened him with that photo, but he tore it up, so I sent him the dead man's hand. I thought a Western buff would understand what this meant death. But he still refused to pay me what he owed me. He said he had nothing to fear, that a female wrestler was no match for a man. First he cheated me, then he looked down on me. I was in a lose-lose situation, so he lost. All those years in the wrestling ring certainly left you with a flair for the dramatic. But this was all out of proportion, Ms. Lucha. This court hereby sentences you to 25 years in prison without parole. What a relief that we wrapped up that investigation, Matthew. Horace Foster is going to be not the worst, the most honorable of men, but no one deserves to be ripped apart by horses. And Liz Lucha was behind it all. I never would have imagined that she was a killer. What a shame. Don't worry, Matthew, I'll pull myself together. How's about you and me get us some firewater to celebrate a case well solved, partner? Before we go to AI and before I wrap this up, let's take a look at the rest. Yeah, Eva Grant doesn't play poker. She doesn't have a scar. Leo Brooks doesn't even wear leather and he doesn't have a scar. Tex Houlihan looked really good for it, except he didn't wear leather. And so did Brett Nolan, except he doesn't have a scar. So anyway, I'll get to Ivywood Confidential 3 after this. Okay guys, it's Matthew, we are back. We're going to do Ivywood Confidential 3. We just found out the killer was Liz Lucha on Horace Foster. Okay, previously on criminal case. Obey, obey. It is all for the greater good. Oh my god. Gaston Dumas. Matthew, our friend Gaston has been brainwashed. This is fascinating. I had heard of brainwashing before, of course. People erasing other people's mind and placing their own ideas inside their heads. But I do not think it could really work, Matthew. Let's keep our eyes open. We may encounter other victims of this brainwashing. This time we'll be ready. Back to the present. Hey Matthew, I can't stop thinking about Gaston's brainwashing, and I've come to a conclusion. I think I know who was responsible for brainwashing him. Really? Who did it then? Remember the Utopians the cult Brett belongs to? I'm convinced they're behind this. Hold on, Russell. I have doubts about this whole brainwashing thing, and now you think a kooky cult is behind it? Didn't you say it was a cult promising eternal fame to celebrities? Why would they brainwash anyone? I may have downplayed the Utopians' threat when I talked about it, but they're not to be taken lightly. This will have to wait, Russell. I have work for Matthew. There's been a break-in at the victim's mansion. Excuse me, burp. I burped, actually. I need you and Frank to go have a look. Also, some woman named Eva is at the station and fiercely demanding to speak to you, Matthew. Go fix this. I'm gonna go see what Eva wants first. Commissioner Matthew, there you are. I can't believe you told the tabloids I slept with Horace. Have you no honor? Whoa, hold it there. We never told anything. We're the good guys. I worked hard to get acting jobs. Nobody's allowed to judge me. I'm sick of this town. I want to get out of here. Why haven't you left then? I can't find my car keys, and with the paparazzi following me, I can't search for them on the set. I agree with Commissioner Matthew. We'll go to the set to look for your keys and prove we're on the good side. I'll do a little something different here. Well, that's strange. Just go with my inspiration for this. Oh, great. Sick. Sorry, guys. We had a problem. But I've refreshed it. I'm in a happy hour now. Dynamite, folding chair. Face. There's a face. Pincers. Oh, buffalo. Shirt. Revolver. Where's the handbag? There we are. Nice catch, Commissioner Matthew. This must be Eva's bag. She clearly matched it with her movie outfit. Looks like she really got into her character. You're right. You should check if her keys are inside that bag, Matthew. It's 2 coins now. Got the cult symbol. Good job, Matthew. Now that you found Eva's car key, we can give it back to her and... Wait a sec. This keychain. You're right. It's the Utopian symbol. Do you think Eva is a Utopian too? She doesn't strike me as a religious fanatic. Let's go talk to her. found my key. I'll finally be able to leave this damn district. I owe you an apology, Commissioner Matthews. Somebody else must have told the paparazzi about my little mistake. Talking about mistakes, we were wondering about your keychain. You noticed the Utopian symbol, right? Oh, Brett gave this keychain to me, saying I could go to them if I ever needed guidance. Maybe I should have. Well, you may have dodged a bullet on that one. We're having serious doubts about that cult. Really? Thanks for your help, Commissioner Matthew. Please accept this gift as an apology for doubting your integrity. A film noir hat. Cool. Okay, now I'm going to do something different here. Go with a good friend of mine. Instantly see it. Jeez, I click on the telescope, it doesn't take it. Awesome. Alright, Matthew, nothing seems amiss, except for these pieces of paper you found. You better put these pieces back together, see if it tells us more about who supposedly broke into this mansion. To the one who has betrayed us, may all the stars judge his soul, for they'll watch over us until the planet is cleansed of the darkness. Good job with that card, Matthew. This looks like a prayer pamphlet. It reads, to the one who betrayed us, may all the stars judge his soul, for they'll watch over us until the planet is cleansed of the darkness. Alright, does any of this make sense to you, Matthew? Wait, to the one who betrayed us. You're right, Matthew. That must refer to Horace Foster, seeing as the card was left in his house. I agree. Let's see if Russell has anything to say about this card. I bet he'll love it. See, 9 hours. Okay, I'm going to let it run its course for a little while. And I'll see you guys for that. Hello everyone, it's Matthew. We are back. Let's get the result of the cryptic cards.
And meanwhile, this is the latest footage out of the pool.
Ha! The card you brought me isn't that cryptic, Matthew. The last sentence is a utopian motto. Sorry for not memorizing everything to do with that stupid cult. How do you know all this anyway? It's my job to know this stuff, Frank. Anyway, this card was left by a utopian to make sure the stars wouldn't allow Horace Foster's soul to come back after betraying the utopian.
That's right, training camp for
and I know who left it. You remember how Brett Nolan called Horace an enemy of the utopians? This quote about the stars has always been his favorite. Just go interrogate Nolan about this card, Matthew. He'll have a lot to tell you. Okay. Why did you take that card from Horace's house, Commissioner Matthew? His soul needs to be judged. So you admit you broke into the mansion and deposited this card there? And don't feed us any crap about stars or souls. Well, I did go in the mansion, but I didn't steal anything. Horace betrayed the utopians. I couldn't let his soul ever come back. That's why I put the card there. I'm surprised you know about our traditions, Matthew, though I shouldn't be since Crane is in your team. What do you mean? You know Russell Crane. Misspell there. He didn't tell you. Russell and I were raised together as fellow utopians. What? Please tell me you're kidding. Russell, a utopian? You're lying. He'd have told us. Well, his guiding star never illuminated him, and he betrayed us years ago, corrupted by darkness. I must leave. See you soon, Commissioner Matthew. Hey, wait! Damn, Matthew, I'm not sure I want to believe Russell was a utopian, but that would explain his hatred for them. I need a break. Let's grab lunch. I'll pay. Russell, there you are. Brett told us the craziest thing. He said you used to be a utopian. I don't want to talk about it. I've got nothing to do with that crazy cult. Hello, Russell. Jupiter Crane? Dad? What are you doing here? Hold on, Russell. This man is your dad? Yes, but even if he's my biological father, he's never been a father to me. And I told you never to come here. Come on, Russell, I wanted to see you, but I also need Commissioner Matthews' help. I had a contract with Horace Foster, and I was meant to collect it at his mansion. Even though he's dead, I'd like this contract back. And you want Commissioner Matthew to get it for you. We'll think about it. Goodbye. I apologize for my father's behavior, Matthew, but could we check the mansion for his contract? I know you have questions about the Utopians, but I feel like my father is hiding something. Thank you so much, Matthew. I swear we'll discuss my past afterwards. Let's go to the mansion. My local news, KITV4 in Hawaii. I'm gonna go with the person who got me into this game, this guy. Oh, I can already see it. Oh, Garter.
Today marked the first of 9 training camp practices. They wrap up August 16th.
This envelope you found has my dad's name on it, Matthew. Well done. Going through other people's belongings isn't nice, but if my father is hiding something from us, it will be in this envelope.
And today she was forced to withdraw from play in Scotland after just 13 holes. We aggravated an injury to her left ankle. She was 10 over par for round 14 for the tournament. Meanwhile, leader after 2 rounds, Suzanne Pedersen at 7th.
There we go. A faded contract. This must be the contract my father signed with Horace Foster, but it's faded. How convenient for my father. Think you can reveal what's written there, Matthew? 12 more. I'm gonna get this one. Wow, Abbott Ball & Sons. Good, so this contract says Dad was hired by Abbott Ball & Sons Studios. Wasn't he just working with Horace? It mentioned he was supposed to rewrite the script of The Ornery Died Last. That was the movie Horace was working on, right? What? You're saying the Utopians agreed to finance the movie if they could rewrite the script? I knew it! My father was working for the Utopians on this. Matthew, can we take this contract to Leo, the studio's accountant? He might explain how this contract came about. 202 now. Another coin.
Now,
I think I liked it the first way. Contract to Leo Brooks. Leo, Commissioner Matthew found this contract. Did my father, Jupiter Crane, really work for the Utopians? Jupiter Crane is your father? I can't tell you anything. I don't want to upset the Utopians. They practically control Ivywood. Believe me, Leo, you're safe with us. Nobody hates the Utopians as much as I do. Well, then yes, the Utopians wanted your father to rewrite the script of the Ornery Die Last for them. So my father manipulated us into helping the Utopians? I agree, Matthew. We need to talk to him. Just don't involve me, Commissioner Matthew. Take these gift vouchers from our company. You can use them anywhere in Ivywood. 20,000, great. Dad, you manipulated Commissioner Matthew. Why didn't you say this contract was for the Utopians? Because I know how you feel about the Utopians, Russell. You would have refused to help otherwise. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You've always lied to me. Why change now? But why did you want the contract back? Oh, that. The Utopians don't want to be tied up in a murder scandal. We thought it best to erase all traces of our help on the film. As usual, it's all about helping the Utopians for you. You even let them raise me and they ruined my childhood. The Utopians are good people, Russell. They could cure your anger if only you would see the light. If only you would see the truth. Give them a message from me. I'm no longer a defenseless child, and I'm coming for them. Wow.
This hurricane season, and residents aren't the only ones who need to prepare.
I can't get my head around this, Russell. Were you really raised in the Utopian cult? I was. That's why I know they're capable of anything. Just look at my father. I have to apologize for his behavior. He's not even someone important in the Utopian community, like they sent him to manipulate you. The Utopians discourage their own members to question their actions. You must never pry, never doubt their orders. I hated this. This sounds like brainwashing, doesn't it? That's why I know the Utopians are behind Gaston's brainwashing. And I'll prove it, Matthew, with or without your help. Just you wait. Come on, Russell, you're putting your job on the line, man.
You need it.
Those seem to go especially with people that have medical needs and they need to have their machines hooked up.
For now, it's the calm before the storm and probably an ideal time to avoid the rush before the storm. Roger Mari, KITV4 News.
The Department of Emergency Management is advising Oahu residents to prepare a 7-day disaster supply kit. As Guillermo gets closer to the Hawaiian Islands, there could be strong winds.
And that's going to do it for Wild Wild Death. We'll find out what Case 34 is next time. Matthew, over and out. To quote Pitching Ace 88.